Hallo zusammen.
Hello everyone and welcome. Our test car today is another all-electric one, the new Audi Q4 e-tron. Let's go. One thing I quite like about the Q4 e-tron is that you don't necessarily have to press the start-stop button anymore. You can just step on the brake here after you get in and then the car starts automatically. You can then shift into D or B and just drive off. The Q4 e-tron version we're testing here is the most powerful. 299 horsepower with all-wheel drive, so it goes from 0 to 100 in 6.2 seconds, top speed 180 kilometers per hour. There will be smaller versions, of course. The entry-level version is a 170 horsepower electric motor on the rear axle, correspondingly only rear-wheel drive. It has a range of about 350 kilometers. The entry-level price for this is just under 42,000 euros. If you now do the maths, the entry-level price in relation to the range, that makes a base price of about 123 euros per kilometer of range. In comparison, if you transfer that to the larger e-tron, for example, it has an entry price of over 80,000 euros, a range of 441 kilometers, that's just under 190 euros per kilometer of range, and for the e-tron GT it's even more, over 200 euros. So in that respect you can say that the Q4 e-tron is basically, in terms of price, the best electric car that Audi has on offer at the moment.
Auto, das Audi momentan im Angebot hat.
Audi claims a consumption of about 17 kilowatt-hours per 100 kilometers for the Q4. This is 5 kilowatt-hours more economical than the e-tron GT and even 8 kilowatt-hours more than the large SUV e-tron. So in that respect, you could say it's also better than its two brothers.
Besser als seine beiden Brüder.
Sure, the performance of the Q4 e-tron doesn't match that of the other two electric vehicles, but honestly, if you're going to drive an electric car, you want to be as economical as possible, don't you? Due to the extra power, Audi of course specifies slightly more consumption for our test car, 20 kilowatt-hours. We're currently at 21, so everything is still within the bounds of what's possible, but it's still a bit more economical than the other two brothers.
Als die anderen beiden Brüder.
Visually, the Q4 e-tron makes its corporate brother ID4 look pretty old. With the Skoda Enyaq, which is also very good looking, it's quite possible to call it a draw. Yes, the interior here, I really like it. So here the central display, very nice, big, easy to see. Nevertheless underneath here, the buttons for the climate control and seat heating, so then you don't have to search for them here in the menu. Very well done, and it looks like Audi has finally heard my plea. The steering wheel looks good. All the Audis I've sat in so far, there was this middle part here, it just didn't look good. But now, this one, it's really, really smart. So, nothing to complain about here in the front. Let's see how it looks in the back. Yes, here in the back, I have to say it's very spacious. Audi says that the Q4 e-tron is a compact SUV, which is also much smaller than the normal e-tron, but, quite honestly, the headroom and especially the legroom. So, it's really insane. The seats are also comfortable as always, so I could definitely spend a few hundred kilometers here in the vehicle.
Im Fahrzeug verbringen hin.
A very cool feature, I think, is the augmented reality head-up display. It projects little arrows on the road, at least it looks like they're on the road, and then you know where to go. At least while the navigation system is active. This isn't the first Audi to have this feature, of course, but I still think it's pretty cool.
Ganz cool.
There are two different battery sizes for the Q4 e-tron. Entry level is the 52 kWh battery, and in our test car here there is the larger 77 kWh battery. The smaller one can be charged with up to 100 kilowatts, the large one even with 125 kilowatts. This means you can recharge 130 kilometers of range within 10 minutes. Of course you can also drive the Q4 e-tron in B mode with increased recuperation, but when you take your foot off the accelerator, the car doesn't decelerate to a standstill, so you have to step on the brakes again at the end. But when the car stops, you can take your foot off the brake without the car rolling off again. You have to put your foot on the accelerator so that the car starts moving again.
Das Auto sich wieder in Bewegung setzt. Mein Fazit zum Q4.
My conclusion about the Q4 e-tron, it's really a nice car. I don't really like SUVs, but this one still looks good. It drives very well, the fuel consumption is great, the looks are great too, so there's really nothing to complain about. Theoretically I could even think about getting one of these if it wasn't an SUV.
Mir so einen Wagen zu holen, wenn er denn nicht ein SUV wäre.
In summary, the Q4 e-tron is a car with an attractive design, solid range and strong fast charging capability. On the negative side, a heat pump is an extra cost, even though the Audi is already €5,000 to €8,000 more expensive than its corporate brothers ID4 and Enyaq.